Hey guys, it's C1 from C-Team and welcome back to our GregTech tutorial series. In today's video, we will take a major step forward in the mod and really get into GregTech's tedious crafting. At this point, I strongly recommend you implement auto crafting either using the ME system from Applied Energistics or the auto crafting from Refined Storage. Every crafting recipe from here on out will be very tedious and require many steps to complete. So if you don't have any auto crafting, it will take you 10 plus minutes to craft every single component of the recipe. With that being said, let's get started. Today we will make the 3 generators responsible for producing electricity. But before we make the generators, we will need to go over many different components that are required for the recipes. The first component to cover will be the basic electronic circuit. To craft that, we will need to make red alloy cables. Red alloy is made with the alloy smelter using 1 copper and 4 redstone. Make 6 ingots and use the hammer to make 3 plates. Then use the wire cutters to make 3 wires. Now we need to make rubber for the cables. You will need to use the extractor to make rubber pulp out of either rubber logs, rubber saplings, or sticky resin. You will then take 1 sulfur and 3 rubber pulp to make 1 rubber ingot. Next we need to make a casting plate. Take the hammer and chisel with 4 steel plates to make the empty mold. Then use the hammer like this to create the plate casting mold out of the empty mold. Once you have the plate casting mold, you can use that in the alloy smelter with 2 rubber ingots to make rubber sheets. You can finally combine red alloy wire and rubber sheets to make a red alloy cable. Next, we will make the vacuum tubes. First macerate some glass to get glass dust, then make a new mold using the hammer like this to get the ball casting mold. Now use the alloy smelter to make the glass tube like this. Finally, you can take 2 steel bolts and 3 copper wires to finish the crafting of the vacuum tube. Now we will make 2 resistors. You will need 2 sticky resin that you get from chopping down the rubber trees, 2 paper, 2 copper wires, and 1 coal dust. Just macerate some coal to get that coal dust. So now we can make the resin printed circuit board. First macerate wood planks to get wood pulp. Then compress the wood pulp to get a wood plank. Make 3 wood planks and add 6 sticky resin to make 3 resin circuit boards. Finally, you can take that with 8 copper wires to make the resin printed circuit board. To complete the basic electronic circuit, we will combine the 2 resistors, 1 steel plate, 2 vacuum tubes, the resin printed circuit board, and 3 red alloy cables. The next component will be the normal bronze fluid pipe. Simply craft 3 bronze plates with the wrench and hammer. Now make the tin rotor using 4 tin plates, 1 tin screw, 1 tin ring, the hammer, file, and screwdriver. To make the tin ring, you craft the hammer with a tin rod. Let's now make the LV electric motor by using 4 copper wires, 2 tin cables, 2 iron or steel rods, and 1 iron or steel magnetic rod. To make a rod magnetic, you will need to craft it with 4 redstone. The next component will be the steel gear. The GregTech recipe requires 4 steel rods, 4 steel plates, and the wrench. But if you want to use less steel, you can use the all the ores recipe using only 4 steel ingots with 1 iron nugget. Next up is the LV electric piston. You will need 3 steel plates, 2 steel rods, 2 tin cables, the LV electric motor, and a small steel gear. For the small steel gear, you will need 2 steel rods, 1 steel plate, a hammer, and wire cutters. The final component today will be the LV machine hole. To craft this, you will use 2 wrought iron plates, 2 tin cables, 1 steel plate, and a LV machine casing. To make the LV machine casing, you will simply craft 8 steel plates with a wrench. The first generator we will cover will be the basic steam turbine generator. This generator will need 2 normal bronze fluid pipes, 2 tin rotors, 2 LV electric motors, 1 tin cable, 1 basic electronic circuit, and 1 LV machine hole. To power this generator, you will need to provide it steam like so, and this will generate electricity to power your basic machines. The second generator is the basic combustion generator. To craft it, you will need 2 LV electric pistons, 2 LV electric motors, 2 steel gears, 1 basic electronic circuit, 1 tin cable, and the LV machine hole. This generator uses various different liquid fuels to produce 32 EU per tick. The third generator is the basic gas turbine generator. To craft it, you will need 3 tin rotors, 2 basic electronic circuits, 2 LV electric motors, 1 tin cable, and the LV machine hull. This generator uses various different fuels in a gaseous state to produce 32 EU per tick. Let's take a look at the generator's interface. Up in the top right, you can hover over the eye, and it will show you that this generator produces 32 EU per tick. It holds a maximum of 2048 EU, and it has a fluid capacity of 16,000 millibuckets, which would be how much steam it holds. Underneath, we see a lightning bolt with a red circle and line. This is telling you that there is no electricity output. You will see this whenever there is no draw on the machine for power, even if there are machines hooked up to it. Over on the left side of the interface, we have the configurator. This shows you all blocks immediately adjacent to the generator. There isn't really much use for this, as the input and outputs are automatic on the generators. Lower on the left side, we have this power button, which simply turns the generator on and off. Most times you can just leave it on, but if you ever need to stop the machine for whatever reason, you can just click it off rather than breaking it. Below the power button, we have the overclock tier. For the basic generators and machines, you only have access to the ultra low voltage or ULV and the low voltage or LV. This can be useful later on in the mod when you need to lower the voltage output for a lower tier machine. In my personal world, I use the basic combustion generator and use the pneumatic cracked gasoline to fuel it because it's really efficient and easy to make for the mod. I also like having not to worry about maintaining the steam boilers for my electricity production. If you only have access to GregTech fuels, then you will have to use the steam generator until you start producing all the liquid and gas fuels after making all of your basic machines. That's all we have for this video. In the next video, we will cover all of the different cables and teach you how the voltage and amps work. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below with any questions or video requests. Peace.